And we welcome you back to our halftime coverage of Sun basketball. I'm Bob Huesler. This is Sarah Kustok. It is time now for you, the fan, to get involved with the Connecticut Sun. We call this Let's Talk Sun, and all season long you'll have a chance to ask Sarah your questions using the hashtag Let's Talk Sun. That's hashtag Let's Talk Sun, and let's get right into it, Sarah. We already have several questions that have been submitted through social media. The first one came in on Twitter from Tyrell, and his question was, what can be learned in this early season from all these close, hard-fought losses?
I'm pretty sure that Curt Miller may not agree with me on this or love it, but sometimes you can learn more out of a loss than a victory. And we have seen the way that this Sun team never gives up. They continue to fight. They're really able to embrace when team goes on runs and stay patient and stay calm. We know that a lot of what they're trying to do is learn about late game execution. Who are their go-to players? What plays do they like to run? Where do they need to attack different teams? And I think that's all a part of the learning process, and that works best when you have such tight games.
That question came from Tyrell on Twitter. The next one came to us from Instagram, submitted by Seth. And Seth wanted to know which player is the key for the Sun having success this season. That's a pretty tough one.
That's a very tough one, and I've been thinking about this for a long time because you can pick so many different players, but I'm going to go with Jonquel Jones because she has already shown such an elevated level of play in the early part of this season. A lot of expectations are on her shoulders, especially with the loss of Chiney Ogwumike. But how good can Jonquel be? How much is she willing to really understand the system on both ends of the floor that Coach Miller is trying to run? And, you know, how much can she really physically take her game to another level and also mentally and emotionally continue to be engaged?
It says a lot about the young talent on this Sun team that turned into a tough question for you to answer. The next one comes from Facebook. Randy submitted it, and Randy wants to know, will Danielle Adams' defense overshadow her offensive potential?
This is where, you know, you see the different level of play at the professional level in the WNBA, and we know that Danielle Adams is a highly skilled player. She can certainly score. She stretches the floor on the three-point line, but you got to play both ends of the floor, and we've seen opponents with the ability to take advantage of her on the defensive end, and that's a tough question. I think it's going to be matchup related. I think different scenarios. Coach Miller will have to understand where he can fit her in, where he can maybe hide her on the defensive end of the floor, but it's going to be up to her to take responsibility, take accountability, and really look to improve on the defensive end if she wants to earn quality playing time.
Nice job, Sarah. How about we do this again soon?
I love it.
It's a new segment for the Connecticut Sun. It's called Let's Talk Sun, and Sarah will be answering your questions throughout the season at halftime on our broadcast. So get involved via all the social media platforms using the hashtag Let's Talk Sun.